certainly a strong wind, and I can demonstrate it with this eucalyptus tree. It's about 60 feet long. And if you look at the stump, it snapped it right in half. It's a twin trunk, so it's good size.
We got off the shelter island and managed to make it here into San Diego Bay thanks to Captain Nico and his boat. We are just about 60 yards actually from the wreckage.
The water was so high and moving so fast that it moved this full dumpster from the west side to the east side of the street, and it's going to take a lot more than me to move it. It hopped the curb in front of me and somehow split these twin palms, a miracle in and of itself. It then crashed through these bushes, which are more than 6 feet high, and in a diagonal path collided with his home.
The officer feared for his life.
Well, the chase started after officers saw a stolen car on East Main Street. NBC7's Regina Ruiz is at El Cajon Police Headquarters with what led up to the shooting. Thanks, Regina. A SWAT standoff in San Marcos ended with one man in custody after authorities say he shot and killed his mother's pet turtle. Neighbors say the suspect has autism and has gotten into trouble before. This all happened at a mobile home park in the 3500 block of Linda Vista Drive. NBC7's Matt Rascone has more from neighbors. And some are calling it a turning point in this country's relationship with Iran. The U.S. confirmed today Iran is complying with the agreement reached last summer. One local family is definitely happy they decided to cut back on their energy use. The Zander family. Now to the race for the White House. We're just over 2 weeks away from the Iowa caucuses. Today, the war of words between Republican candidates Donald Trump and Ted Cruz continue to grow more heated. Well, it's a scene that played out a few times here in San Diego.
I do recall, yes. But this time, the baby panda named Bebe made his first public appearance at the National Zoo in Washington.
All right, NFL sports highlights coming up, but more important, Todd Strain, right after the break. Fitzgerald should be MVP of that game. Great to see him take it into the end zone. Yes.
You should sit here. You should sit here.
You should be doing sports.
Yeah. Just enjoy it. Good night, everybody. Good evening, everyone. I'm Dave Summers in for Artie Ojeda. That breaking news is in Oceanside, where police are investigating a murder. A man was found dead at a home in the 500 block of Gold Drive this morning. A lot of local fans watched the game on the big screen from the team's home field. They're not discouraged. NBC7's Omari Fleming is in Bonita with their reaction to today's loss. Omari? Well, a very special day at Petco Park today. A salute to veterans that was emotional for those who were there. The wildfires burning in north central Washington state are slowing down. That's good news. They're now at 240,000 acres or nearly 375 square miles. Always impressive to see the pros at work. Elena, thanks very much. It was a perfect Sunday in San Diego, but another warm-up is on the way. Vanessa Herrera is here with accuracy you can count on. All right, Vanessa, thanks very much. A San Diego police officer was slightly hurt in a traffic crash. His patrol car was rear-ended by another car on 43rd Avenue near Interstate 805 in Southcrest earlier today. There's been another air show disaster in Europe. 2 planes crashed during a show in Switzerland. Well, love and laughter are the best medicines for former President Jimmy Carter, who taught Sunday school 3 days after radiation treatment. Vanessa Herrera joining us with the weather. And so we're well into preseason football.
Yes.
And school started soon, but
Yes.
we're still got a heat wave to come.
Well, it's going to be a very gradual.
It felt like it was a tornado-like wind, but there's no real evidence of that. There's no twisting of bark or trees or anything like that, but it was certainly a strong wind, and I can demonstrate it with this eucalyptus tree. It's about 60 feet long. And if you look at the stump, it snapped it right in half. It's a twin trunk, so it's good size. So this house is actually very fortunate, even though they're out of power and there was this kind of damage. This tree fell this way. It didn't fall toward the house. We're actually here at the corner of Seaview Place and Civic Center Drive, and it's right off the 78. We're just south of the 78, you know, that Civic Center Drive, or exit ramp, rather. And along this street, we have 8 houses that are all damaged and all without power at the moment, and they expect power to be restored in about 4 hours. So by witness accounts, it was a very strong wind that came whipping through here and was actually eastbound, and then it went northbound, and a lot of folks, of course, home at the time and inside, and they heard it, but they came out and were really amazed at the damage. So right now I want to point this out. If you're getting off 78 at the Civic Center Drive exit here, be aware that the lights are flashing, and at the moment I don't think I see police. At the moment I don't see police directing traffic, so it's going to be, you know, help your neighbor out, right? So so be careful when you're coming down this way, and for the folks certainly in this area traveling, you're going to see a lot of debris along this chain link fence. You see a lot of tree pieces and palm fronds and even limbs down here, so be careful if you're coming through. Reporting live in Vista, I'm Dave Summers, NBC7. That suspect must have been channeling a stunt driver, Mark, because with 6 police cars in pursuit on 4 flat tires, he managed to make the turn into the Sears Auto Center garage and perfectly position his getaway car on top of a lift without injuring himself or anyone else. Handcuffed and aggravated, the suspect pleaded his case from the back seat of this black and white.
I was legally parked, and I was playing my guitar, but someone had said that I guess it complained I was making noise.
When police arrived and approached the suspect's black Jeep, he rolled up the window and left. From where he was parked in Pacific Beach, the chase was on. Police say it lasted between 10 and 15 minutes. The driver kept his hazard lights on and speed around the posted limits, never going above 50 miles an hour. He ran a red light. He yelled at other drivers to get out of the way.
Why didn't you stop? Because he put his lights on. It was intimidating.
Police flattened all 4 tires halfway through the chase. It ended when the suspect drove right up on top of a lift in Sears Auto Shop.
And I'm like, oh, what the? And then he just came running, boom, and that was it. And I was just, like I was telling her, I was just shocked that he could park it so perfectly on there.
Police say the suspect surrendered without a fight. There's more. Police found the Jeep packed with clothes, hats, a surfboard, an open bottle of Jack Daniels. The original complaint was not loitering.
He was pulling up to houses and looking at the houses to see if there's something that he could steal.
For now, though, the charge is failure to yield, a minor violation for a major photo finish. And even police were amazed at how this suspect was able to miss all of the cars that were being worked on in the garage and the mechanics that were working on them. After the arrest was effected, though, the mechanics went right back to work as if nothing had happened. Reporting live in La Jolla, I'm Dave Summers, NBC7.